Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Venja and today I want to talk to you about some decluttering methods, the popular ones and the less popular ones, but all of them I've used so far, and I'm gonna rank them a little bit and tell you more about them. In total I've got six, and then one more tip for you in the end. So the first decluttering method, and I think the one that is the most popular one, is the KonMari method. It's been popular due to the world best-selling book of Marie Kondo, what is it called? I'm really bad at this. I even have the book, the kind of something with magic of tidying up. And there's also been a Netflix series on the topic of decluttering, where Marie Kondo comes to people's houses and declutters their homes with them. I thought the series was quite entertaining. So the method that Marie Kondo is using is that she declutters by category and not by place. So first come clothes, then books, papers, miscellaneous items, and then sentimental items, and she declutters each of them by category. This is supposed to make decluttering more effective, and starting with the non-sentimentals and then going to the sentimental items is going to help you to be less emotional when getting rid of stuff, and you get really good at it. So I tried this method probably for the first time 1 or 2 years ago. No, it's like 1.5 to 2 years ago, and it helped me immensely in the beginning, and I didn't really feel guilty for throwing things away or giving things away as I did with other methods that I did. So yeah, that is the first method and the most popular one that you can find literally anywhere. The second method that I want to talk about is also kind of a challenge or a game, which I also played, and I tried to do it in one day, but I kind of failed, and I'm talking about the Minimalism Game. So the challenge is as follows. So on the first day of the month, or on the day that you want to start, you throw away or you get rid of and declutter 1 item. On the second day you get rid of 2, on the third day you get rid of 3, and so on and so forth. So after 30 days or 31 days, you decluttered roughly 500 items. This is also a good method to kind of ease into the process of decluttering and to get used to it. And in the beginning I thought, well, I'm never gonna find 30 items. But yes, I did find 30 items, and it was a lot easier, and you can play the game as often as you would like, and you can also declutter more if you like. So if you can find 3 things on day 2, then you just declutter 3 things. But it's just kind of a nice way to ease into it, and I think this is especially good method in the beginning when you still have lots of stuff, but you don't want to spend hours and hours and hours decluttering all your things. The third method is actually one that is also quite popular, but I'm not that familiar with it, but I find it kind of intriguing, and it's called Swedish death cleaning. And it is the concept that I mean, if you die, you really cannot take anything with you, but oftentimes when people who leave stuff behind when they die, it's all that useless crap, and people don't, and the relatives, they don't really know what to do with it. They feel guilty about throwing it away, although the items might not even be something that the deceased person valued. So the method, or the concept of the Swedish death cleaning, is only keeping the things that bring most joy to you and fulfill you the most, and that people will associate with you after you die. I don't know, it sounds kind of dark to me too. That's why I'm not really into it. But I like the concept of only keeping the things that really mean something to you, and that also other people associate with you, and that they will connect to you in some form or another. The fourth thing is something that I do all the time, and I call this the one in and one out. And this is basically, if you bring 1 new item into your life, this can be clothing, this can be kitchen gadgets or anything. If you bring 1 thing into your life, you have to get 1 thing out. So you never add to your things, but you just swap them. And you can do this with anything. So if you buy a shirt, you can throw out a fork. I don't know. Of course, it makes more sense if you buy a t-shirt and you throw away another one, so you're just replacing the old one. But you can literally do this with anything. It's really easy, it's really simple, and you don't really have to think about it a lot, because most of the time it's just 1 or 2 items at a time. The fifth method that I like to do a lot is what I call speed decluttering. And that is where you set yourself a certain amount of time. So you set a timer for, let's say, 20 minutes. And in those 20 minutes, you declutter as many things as you can. And I really like this because this sets kind of a limit to how long you're gonna do this. Because, I don't know, I can literally spend hours decluttering or going through my stuff, and it can get a bit excessive. And nowadays I don't even have that many things. But yeah, it can get kind of overwhelming, and especially if you have lots of things in the beginning, it is good to set yourself kind of a limit to not feel overwhelmed and not go through with it at all. So 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever time you have. If you've got 10 minutes, that's fine. 5 minutes, that's fine. Everything below that might be a little bit too little. But yeah, apart from that, I think that is a really cool method to adapt to your life if you have kids. And yeah, I don't know, everyone can spare 10 minutes here and there. The sixth thing is kind of similar to the speed decluttering, but I call this a time challenge. So the concept behind this is that you set yourself a goal of I don't know, 100 items that you want to declutter, and then you try and declutter 100 items as fast as possible. So try and say, I want to declutter 100 items and I want to do this in under 10 minutes. And it is kind of a challenge. I think that is what makes it quite fun. So I think I did it 100 items in 60 minutes and I needed way less. So it's kind of a combination of a number of items challenge and a speed decluttering challenge. And I think that is a lot of fun because it is kind of like a game. And you get to pile things up in a big pile and see everything that you decluttered, and it's not neat, but it's like, I don't know, tearing your wardrobe apart to just get that t-shirt that is right down there. And I don't know, it's kind of fun to me, so I like this a lot. So yeah, that's all the decluttering things that I know. Of course there are many more, but here comes the tip that I promised you, or actually it's 2 tips. So after decluttering, I think the most important part, in order to not have to do all of this again, is to consume consciously. So I'm not talking about buying everything secondhand, but consuming in moderation in general. So don't just go out and buy stuff that you feel like you want to buy at that moment, but kind of be aware of what you bring into your life, and then you will basically never have to do another round of decluttering again, or only very rarely, seldomly. And yeah, of course, it is totally possible to combine different methods or aspects of these methods. I do that all the time, so I combine the speed decluttering with the item time challenge, or I play the minimalism game for a week, then I go only through my clothes, so I do a bit of KonMari method here and there, and I always do the 1 in, 1 out. So there's not really a set of rules for decluttering. This is just some concepts that help you kind of get organized and have a plan, because I think that is the most difficult thing about decluttering, is having a plan and then going through with it. Because throwing away, I don't think that is the most difficult stuff. For most people, it is the getting started and having some kind of organization that makes it easier to declutter. And especially in my opinion, the most difficult part is not decluttering the stuff, but getting rid of the stuff and donating it and giving it to people and throwing it away. I think that is the worst part of it all. But that's not what this video is about. If you have got any other methods of decluttering that you want me to cover that I forgot, because this is just a short list that I threw together quite spontaneously and that I could think of right now. But if you have got any other methods that you use, I'm quite curious to hear what your ways of decluttering are. And yes, so I hope you enjoyed this little video. Feel free to comment, subscribe of course, and I hope to see you in the next video.